This is going to be a brief video introduction to the Fly membership and scheduling package. You can see some brief information here, and really its purpose is a lot of smaller clubs have a website, but really can't afford an integrated membership tracking system that includes scheduling and flight management. And so you make do with a mix of different things. And the whole purpose of this open source project, which is really similar to what XCSOAR is to get other programmers involved and to make a package that's easily usable by a lot of different clubs. So we're just going to take folks through the different features in the system. And the first thing we'll start with, this is the login screen. And it's important to remember that this package is entirely separate from your existing website. Doesn't interfere at all. It's in a separate folder location. It uses a separate database. And then you have the control over how much you actually want to make visible on your main website. For example, here you see links for an event schedule. This could be on the main website page. If you wanted to expose this to members of the public, you know, they can see what's going on with your club. Also information on club aircraft, right? The kind of fleet you had, which is sometimes, you know, attracts membership. And then also they can see your flying schedule. Right? They won't see a lot of detail on things. Information is blocked. They won't see email addresses of members, that kind of thing. And you have control over that. And then the next step we'll take is we will log in as a regular club member. And you're going to notice a few things are going to change. For one thing, you know, the member knows they're logged in. They have their own little control panel. And now, when they look at some of these menu items, they're going to see a little bit more detail. For example, on aircraft, they're going to see a complete status report. You know, who's fine. You know, orange indicates a plane that's still flyable, but you need to be aware of something with it. And red shows something that's not currently airworthy. And it's easy for them to go in, and while they can't change anything, they can certainly look at the log and see what's been going on with this thing. And then moving over to the flying schedule, right now they see all the information the system has. In other words, now instead of just a little warning, they can see if they want to contact a member, they can just click and the person's email address comes up. They can also see notes on a flight. There's some pop-ups that will appear to give a little bit more detail on every flight. Now let's move on to the individual control panel that they have. And one big thing that makes stuff a lot easier is they have the ability to change their personal info, and it's reflected immediately. You know, they can go in, change their address, information. They can post photos, which is great because, you know, the hardest thing for a new member is associating faces and names. So it makes it a lot easier for a person to get on here and say, gee, who was that guy? You can see in the fields here, some of these the member can change. You'll notice stuff like membership type or their glider rating. They don't have the ability to change that, and that's configurable by the club, right? So that people called what the system calls as super users, like a CFIG or a board member, they're the only ones that can go in and change some of this, and a lot of this is configurable about who do you want to allow. And also down in here, the members can talk about themselves if they wish. There's a notes field for club use only, but there's an About Me field where they want to share something with the general club membership, they can. One other item with the control panel is the person can see what am I scheduled for. And you can see that here they appear in a highlighted, the day is shown, their name is highlighted, because the system does send out reminders. And this is one of the big helps with it. It does send out reminders to people via email 3 to 4 days prior to them being scheduled for either a flight or an on-field duty. You know, they'll get an email. Just logging in here also shows them, hey, what am I doing in the future? And then you'll notice there's a click ACK. The system knows this person is logged in. So if the person wants to acknowledge the duty right then, they can click on that and it'll turn to green on the schedule. They also get the same ability when they get the email alert. It's very simple. They just get a link, they click it, and the system acknowledges it. And then on the general flying schedule, everyone can see, hey, who's acknowledged and who hasn't going into a weekend or to a flight day. Now, back to the control panel one more time. Let's look at the membership. You know, this makes it very nice. All the info is here. And to use this system, this has got to be your central database to track all your membership. In other words, when a new person joins the club, whoever the treasurer, whoever controls that is, they go here and add the person as a member, and they're immediately there. Or if a person leaves, you take care of that through here, and it's integrated throughout the system. I mean, a lot of clubs have mailing lists. It's so common that the list gets out of sync with the actual membership, and so this can be tied into that automatically. The next item we'll look at is logging in as a privileged user, as one of the instructors on the staff. Now even a little bit more capability exists. Right, privileged users get to insert a new aircraft. If you're a privileged user in the aircraft status report, you can click on it and you can, you know, you can add some information. And it will update, and then anyone else can see the log of it and know exactly, hey, okay, yep, you know, this changed by this person on this date and time. And again, that little icon, the yellow or red icon, shows next to the aircraft in the schedule, so people are alerted to it. Going back to the control panel, one nice thing for club management is just, again, you can see the membership, and everybody has search capability. And there's some built-in simple search stuff if you want to know, well, gee, who are our regular members? Right, I just want to see those, so sort on those and tell me all of them that have at least private licenses, and you'll see who comes up. So sometimes this can give you a lot of you know, interesting information about what's going on, or if you need to find somebody. You can also go in to do the advanced search, where you're basically seeing the entire membership form, all the info that's tracked, and you can begin to look for specific people, people who are regular members, instructors that know how to fly some of the tow aircraft. And we got a hit on a couple. Also in the search options, besides the normal display you see here, a lot of times people you don't want to see the pictures. You want to see it a little bit of a more full display. You can ask for it in a flat format. And if you're sorting it by what type of rating they have, you know, that kind of thing will appear for you, and it makes it a little bit easier. We tried to keep this demo under 10 minutes and barely succeeded. There is much more information on the soaringtools.org website. You can see some other screens, examples of the email messages the system sends. You know, the basic requirements to run it: if you have a website that hosts WordPress, there should be no problem installing this. That concludes the presentation. Thanks for spending some time, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have questions.